It's Coach Adam.
And Coach Lisa.
Show of hands if you were at day camp this summer.
We had an amazing time, and for the next 5 weeks, we get to review everything you learned from camp.
Sarah, Lisa, and myself will be leading, replaying some videos, and giving you some new activities to remember the lessons we taught. And remember, it's all about Jesus.
That's right. Some of these videos were made way back in the summer, so you might hear Sarah saying, on Tuesday we are going to learn, or yesterday we learned, but because we are doing this only on Sunday mornings, the timeline will sound a little bit different.
Why are we doing day camp again at New Hope Kids?
Well, not all of you were at day camp, and we want all of our New Hope kids to know what we've learned, to know how to tell the good news. And for those of you who were there, by reviewing it all again, reviewing our memory verses, again, they will go deep into our hearts and we will know them for the rest of our lives. So each week you will get to test your memory verse with your leader and earn nifty memory verse pins. And if you can say all 4 verses by week 5, we will have an extra special surprise for you.
Ooh, who is ready to jump back into the New Hope Summer Olympic lessons? Sarah's going to kick us off with the memory verse for the next 5 weeks, as well as our memory verse for today.
This week, you're going to memorize different parts of a verse from Hebrews 12, 1 and 2 that says, "Let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith. For the joy set before him, he endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God." Today, you guys are going to learn this part. Let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. Let's all say that together. Let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. What's perseverance, and why do you need it to run a race? Perseverance means to keep going, even when it gets really hard. We've all lived through COVID these last 2 years. We've needed lots of perseverance to keep doing things that are hard, like paying attention in online school or wearing a mask all day or a million other things. When we know why we're doing what we're doing, it's easier to persevere. But if the hard thing that we have to do feels pointless, like there's no purpose to it, you'll just want to give up. Sometimes your life can be really hard, but let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. Did you know that there is a race marked out for you? That means like planned out for you, a path for you. You were made on purpose for a purpose. God, who created the whole universe, perfectly designed you and planned a race for you to run. He didn't promise it would be easy, though, because he said we were going to need perseverance. Even though I know God created me on purpose, sometimes there are things that I really don't like about myself. Okay, I'll give you a couple examples. When I was your age, I really wanted so much to be like the sweet, quiet Christian girl, the one who's soft and like a really good Christian guy would want to marry. Yeah, how am I doing at that? I hated that I was so loud, that I always felt this need to be in charge and teach people loudly all the cool stuff I knew that they didn't care about. And sometimes, you know, when you're working in a group on a project at school, I'd try to like sit back and let someone else take the lead, but then I would just end up taking over and telling everybody what to do. Now I know that God has created me that way and given me an eternal purpose in that design. There's a reason he created me in a way that I thought was a flaw, a weakness. He's used my loudness to lead other people and the desire to to teach others and share what I know and to teach people about Jesus. Jesus marked out a race for me, and it wasn't to be the nice, quiet Christian girl. Jesus has a race marked out for you, and he's perfectly designed you for it. Some of the things core to your personality, like to who you really are, not just like the stuff you like or what you look like, but some of those things that are really make you who you are, maybe you don't always like them, but they're a part of how God made you. They're actually a good thing that he put in you on purpose to run the race he wants you to run. Things you might think are a weakness might be the weakness of a front side strength. Let me give you a couple examples, and your leaders are going to share many more of their examples with you today. Maybe it's really hard for you in school to learn. Maybe it's because, your attention is going in a million different places, kind of like how God can pay attention to a million different things at once. But through that, God can also teach you how to work hard and how to control yourself. Maybe you're shy and introverted and you don't like that. But because of it, you really listen well to other people, and you're going to learn how to think deeply, and you're going to become wise. Maybe you get angry really easily and it's hard to control your temper. But maybe it's because you have the heart of God that really cares about justice, about things being right and fair. Maybe you're really judgmental, like you look down at other people and think, ugh. But maybe that's because you have a high value on discerning what's right or wrong. You really care about doing the right thing. Maybe you're a perfectionist and you get stressed out if you don't do everything perfectly. But that's because you care deeply about doing a good job and about important things, and that those important things that you try to do will work well. Maybe you cry way too easily and you get made fun of for it. But maybe that's because you have the heart of compassion like God and feel the pain and the needs of others. The lesson team and your leaders, they're going to share more about this with you today. And they're going to help you see how you were made in God's image, how you reflect who he is to the world. Your head leaders are going to pray right now for an amazing first day of camp, and that you will see and believe that there is a race marked out, planned out for you. That you are here and were made on purpose for a purpose.
For our activity today, we'll be drawing images that reflect a picture.
Yeah, kind of like how we all reflect God with all our different personalities.
Yeah. The game we are going to play is Pictionary. Your leaders will draw a picture, and as they are drawing, you'll have to try and figure out what it is. When you have some ideas, shout out what you think the answer might be. You need to do it as quick as possible.
Adam and I will demonstrate. I will draw a picture that reflects the word I have, and Adam, he has to try and guess it as fast as he can. Okay.
Person, shoes, a ball. Ooh, a soccer ball. Kick.
Yes!
Yes, the answer was kick. So you just keep on guessing until you think it is. Let's try another one?
Sure.
All right, let's do another one. All right, a face, sad, crying.
Yes, crying!
Yeah, 2 of them. Woohoo!
Woohoo! Good job!
Now it's your turn. Leaders, you'll pause the video and use the big whiteboard in your classroom. You'll have a list of 5 things on a cue card that you can use to draw. Kids, your job is to guess what it is. When you think you know what the answer is, shout it out. If you guess right, your leaders will move on to the next word. Have some fun.
We all have different personalities. God made us all different, and he made us on purpose for a purpose. I'm going to show you how I see God's image in me. I worry a lot. I worry about the littlest things that in the end doesn't really matter and tons of people would never even notice. Sometimes I worry so much that I end up talking myself out of doing things that are good for me, like when I first came to New Hope Church. Going to church is a really great thing to do, to be with other Jesus followers. But I was really worried and nervous about walking from my car into church because I was alone and I didn't know anyone. Thoughts like, what if someone who I don't know stops me and talks to me? What if I said something wrong or did something that other people might think was really weird? Inside my head, I had this conversation going on that was filled with worry. It turns out, people were so friendly and nice and were so glad I came to church that I had absolutely nothing to be worried about. I completely understand how others may feel coming to New Hope for the very first time. I want them to feel comfortable and welcomed, and even though I may not actually talk to them, I know I can smile and say hi. Maybe if they are worried like I was, my smile can help melt all their worry and nervousness away. How about you, Adam?
I am very competitive. I love playing games and sports like soccer, and I love to win those games. The image of God I see in me being competitive is that I try really hard to win those games, and I persevere through any situations. Like if it's a really hot day when I'm playing soccer, I'll just keep on trying harder and harder so I can win the game. And that's where I see how God is too, as He tries and perseveres so hard.
Now it's your turn. Leaders will be handing out a booklet with the Venn diagram in it so you can see how God's image is reflected in you. Leaders, you may have to guide or prompt kids with a list on the board. Leaders, you can share first. Let's review today's verse. And let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. Hebrews 12:1c. Let's all say that together. And let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. Hebrews 12:1c.
So for review, God loves you, and He made you on purpose for a purpose. For craft today, your leaders are going to lead you in a craft that reminds you that you are made on purpose for a purpose.
Catch you next week.